I suppose that's the issue when they do work like this and they take away any vegetation that was there,
yep,
and nothing gets back. It just ends up being barren.
So you can see they've had rain.
Yeah.
They've got a little tiny bit of vegetation in the low bits.
Yeah, but not anywhere else.
So even you don't have to be very hot. You don't have to be much higher than the low bit, and you got nothing.
Yeah. Somewhere where water sits a little bit, you're right.
And then you get interesting things. So see what's happening on the rise?
Yeah.
So maybe what you're getting there is water coming down the ridge.
Yeah.
Because there's clearly plenty of water there. That's one of the best vegetated bits.
Yeah.
You'd reckon it'd be in the dip though, wouldn't you?
Yeah, you would, but nature's a funny thing.
This is the thing that I'm finding about my block.
Yeah.
Is that I wander around it with a hand mower and some hand clippers.
Yeah.
And it just changes all the time. Some of it's sort of subtle in that you'll walk 20 paces and you'll go from a little green bit to a bit that's got no growth on it at all.
Yeah.
But at each step, when you start to look at it, you realise at each step it's changed a bit more.
Yeah, yeah.
Right? It's not a step change. It's a gradual thing.
Yeah. So one of the things they did in Africa for reforestation is an old bloke started digging little V's into the ground with a mattock.
Yep.
Yeah. And he planted seed.
Yep.
And that's reforested really well, which, you know, when you're looking at this dry stuff, those low points are where the forest, where most of it starts.
Yep.
And that's what that was doing, you know, in a reasonably flat environment, little divots pull a bit of moisture. And they started getting trees back, and as the trees got back, more trees grew.
Yep. So I've seen a bit of that in China. Looking at some of that stuff and go, gosh, they did a lot of work here.
Well, Craig Emerson, the former Labor minister, he comes from the land himself, you know, as a kid. And he reckons that for him, there's an economic argument for saying this area is less productive and more marginal. And what we should do is mostly buy people out and turn it back to environmental land. And he said, he thinks if we did that, we'd mostly be able to march back into this a bit, but we'd have to be more strategic in the march back, because he said there is a lot of evidence that if you've got tree cover, you get more moisture in the area and more keeping of it, because, you know, you get more of the atmospheric moisture dripping off those trees each night, you know, forming as dew.
If you get a dew, that's right, yes.
So, you know, dew doesn't fall as rain, or, you know, like...
No.
But if you've got lots of trees, you capture a lot of it. And he reckons in a lot of these areas, they actually need more trees, and they would actually have a better environment for their farming. So it's quite, I think he's right. There's areas of this that is so marginal now that we really shouldn't be pushing our luck trying to push harder out of it. So like most of that water, what's it going to? Is it to people or mining?
This is going to Broken Hill.
Yeah, but
if it's the pipeline, I think it is.
Yeah, but that's right. But is that because there's mining there, or because
the people are there because the mines are there?
Yeah, but you know what I mean? Like, you know, Adani wants 25 years of free water to have its mine.